Thanks. Can we have one more time spin wheel? Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
She's not having paper also.
And the number is 385. It's the dear parent. Can you raise your hand so that I can see?
Mark, why you open this one? No, ma'am,
One second. Sir. Can we have one more time spin wheel? Ready? Yes. Check your seat numbers, please, sir. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Morning you said that she's having.
Spin, 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 spin. And the number is 582. The seat number is 582. Can you raise your hand? Whose number is 582?
That Xerox is with you. I've given the pen.
Ma'am, papers are there.
Let's move on to the next performances.
Our chief guest, Dr. K.P. Venugopal Rao Garu, who is the Director and Professor of Finance at Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, who is widely recognized for his service as a Director at Symbiosis Center for Management Studies, Noida, during 2020-22, and as Deputy Director at SIBM, Hyderabad earlier. His journey of over 2 decades of experience in teaching and academic administration has held various academic and administrative positions in reputed academic institutions. Currently, he is guiding 6 research scholars at SIU and he is a part of the doctoral committee at SES Hyderabad. Presently, he is a member of BOSS and Academic Council at SIU. He has conducted several training programs for the corporate executives and leaders at Cogent Limited, Indian Railways Council, Bayer Limited, IICT and L&T. He is active in conducting faculty development workshops, management development programs, and various academic workshops. Serves as a powerful reminder of what passion and perseverance can achieve. Without further ado, I request our honorable chief guest to grace the stage and enlighten us with their words of wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. K.P. Venugopal Rao Garu to the stage.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Thank you a lot. Good evening, all of you. Well, I'll just pick up a paper so that I don't miss out the names of all these people who have been making it a wonderful school out here. So, namaste to all of you, and it's wonderful when I was seeing all these young kids. One of our colleagues here asked that, do you remember what happened in your school days and all? It's actually an amount of great nostalgia. I remember one gentleman by name Clements who actually organized annual day for one of the schools that I was actually handling earlier. When I saw this choreographer who was actually showing the students how to take the steps and all, who was sitting here. Who is that choreographer? Shiva, choreographer Shiva. A big round of applause for Shiva for making this wonderful things happen. In fact, out of all that stress and all that education that we have in the school, this is one such great day we would not want to miss out, and we'll always remember. I also heard out a parent saying that what is that he would talk about his school days. That was one of those wonderful experiences he was mentioning. So namaste to all of you, all the parents here. First, let me congratulate Shivakumar Garu, the chairman of the school, for a wonderful activity, a great nation builder. Mrs. Sridevi, the principal here, Soumya, HR, all the teachers who have been making it as a wonderful event here. I see all the teachers involved here, and A special mention to Craig. Craig who has actually made it happen. He has put in his efforts over there. I'll also have a special mention to Krishnaya Garu. I see Krishnaya Garu here, a senior man and taking care of all the activities here. So with this, once again, namaste to all the parents for having this confidence in this organization, Medha International School. That's what is all actually to be seen here. It's just not about theory, but it's all about practice that I see here. Oh, well, I think I have not missed out any names, so let me get on to my business. But before I get into the business, I can see that there was this dance Dreamers, right? I see many Shah Rukh Khans or maybe Allu Arjuns coming from that steps. The kind of steps people have done. The one which you did right now, the army one, was also, I saw two guys who are doing an excellent job. But nevertheless, let me not miss out this computer. There's a young computer here who has been actually putting out all the messages there. Who is that girl? Doing a wonderful job here. Comparing and all. A great job, right? So this is how actually the future of the nation actually gets built up, and that's the reason why I got a special mention to Shivakumar Garu. A great and a wonderful job, Shivakumar. Well, I said that I remember Clement. Clement was that person who actually composed the song Maisamma, that is Mayadar Maisamma. He was the one who actually organized one event the way you have done here. It's long time back. I don't know where Clement is. But anyway, these dances and the choreography and the skits remind me of him. Well, when I was talking to Shivakumar, there was one point that we anchored upon a point which said that, okay, the new education policy that's come up, how is it actually helping? That was a question that came up because I've been in this field for quite some time. It's almost 3 decades of work I've been doing. I've seen students who were nursery kids, and I also trained students, or I still train students who are PhD scholars. So my experience from the nursery to a PhD gives me a gamut of ideas how it goes. So again, before I go into my business of talking to you, a big round of applause for the nursery teachers over here. Who are the nursery teachers? Please raise your hand. A big round of applause for the nursery teachers, the LKG teachers, the UKG teachers. Holding a small child for 3 hours is a great amount of passion and energy that a teacher would need. I still remember one teacher by name Neeraja. She stays somewhere here in Kokatpalli. She was one of those great faculty in the school that I was actually working with. So, well, Lakshmi is another teacher who I remember. Lakshmi stays somewhere in Vivekananda Nagar colony. So she was a great UKG teacher in the school that I was associated with. So these people still have that great place in my mind because those are the people who molded those young talent and brought them to the world of business. And I think I may still come across those youngsters sometime when they say, sir, you were there in my class, or you were the correspondent, or you were the chairman of those schools then. Well, it's a very tough job. It's a very difficult task being in the school. In fact, I must really say that people from the construction industry or people who actually want to have the houses built very quickly, I don't know whether you really understand the pain of actually looking at your construction, but it is not seen above the surface. It's not above the surface. Everything starts going only beneath the surface. Most of the times, if you look at if at all you are doing a construction or if a building happens, you will see that for at least 3 months your money is just going in, but you don't see anything substantial above the surface because it's all about the foundations that actually happen at the bottom. I still remember when I was doing my construction, I have a small property, and when I was constructing, the Mestri would always keep on coming back asking me for money. I was given a budget of say close to some 30-40 lakh rupees, out of which say around 10 lakh rupees just keeps on going in, and I would ask him, "Here, where is this money going in?" But I was not knowing that he was putting a wonderful kind of foundations for the building, and that building, that property that actually is there with me still stands tall. It's almost, say, 30 years, I see that the building is a wonderful building. And I take that analogy there and I say that schools, the primary schools and the secondary schools are those schools which actually put in the foundations, but it's that we need to have the patience to see that our child prospers in the future. It's not a one way or a one person's work altogether. It's basically a symbiotic relationship that you will have with the school and the parents going together. It would be the parents sending their children to the school. Again, it's like that foundation. I said that you would see a child going to the school every day, but you would see here things are going very slow, and that's what happens. Those are the foundations being laid in the school, and those things are actually demonstrated here. Today, if at all, I can see just not the textbooks, but I can see things happening on the ground. I can see a student moving very smoothly. I could see one student actually losing his cap, but that's the creativity. How could he manage his posture? How could he manage his time and put it in place? And that's what is creativity. And when you leave the student with his own work to do, that's where you find a wonderful person coming out. So here, while you may see that things progress slowly, it's not that teachers don't put in their efforts. It's only when the teachers put in their efforts, we get the right kind of cream, and that's where we take all the students into our PG schools and all. And I would rather say that it's really a challenge for the school teachers to walk these students through the entire 10 years of work. Again, I would not say 10 years. 10 years is at 1 to 10, but now the NEP says 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So the student walks the student, the teacher walks the student all through this 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 and finally hands over the product to us. And that's why I keep on appreciating the teachers rather than professors. Professors do the fine tuning and all. We do only the fine tuning. Most of the work goes into the schools. We also had this point when I was talking to Mr. Shiva. Okay, how different is the NEP? How different is the NEP? If you look at the days when we actually had our education, I remember my teacher, I still remember my kindergarten teacher actually putting me in the room and saying that, okay, now let's start the rhymes. The nursery teacher, I still remember the nursery teacher taking me through the entire room, playing and all those things. But by the time I went to the class 1, class 2 and class 3, things became very serious and boring. The reason was very simple, saying that, okay, we are actually getting into the mode of discipline. And this is what the British actually gave us. It's a legacy that we actually got before the NEP. It's all about the rote memory. How much time do you have? Can I continue for 10 minutes? How much time? Right. Okay. So it's more about the rote. You please let me know if I have to done. So it's more about the rote memory that actually we were taught. My schooling was more about remembering the multiplication tables. It was very difficult for me. My dad would actually ask me this question suddenly, all of a sudden, saying, tell me what is 9 nines are. Very difficult. But that was the way actually we were taught. We were actually asked to remember, memorize and all. But then those were the days that was good for the student to do it. Because that was the British way of doing things and we were handed over that. The reason was very simple. That they wanted disciplined workers into the organization. They wanted people who would just be obedient and keep following what the instructions keep coming to them. But that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work today. In today's world, we do not want simply obedient people. We want obedient students who have got that obedience for having more creativity. We want leaders. We don't want just followers. Today, the education system, why does the NEP come in is it kicks in only to address this issue where we are not just followers, it's not just the rote memory, it's not about just the basic kind of learning, it's beyond that. And you see that we have been emphasizing right from the schools, the emphasis has been more about bringing out something new. I heard these words coming in between. When you said creativity, I found that word coming in between. Someone was speaking about it. I also see that there is a small amount of collaboration basically that would be actually needed, and NEP brings in that collaboration. I am sure that your school actually follows the assignment model and all, that's where the collaboration happens. Earlier, we would actually come into a shock, we would always have a shock when I would always be told that you do your, oh, okay. That's a simple idea. Okay. So earlier, I would always remember that my competitor would be my colleague. I would always find that I should be doing all my examinations all by myself. That's how I was taught. There was no model of assignments then. But today the NEP talks about assignments. And that's where the collaboration comes in. And the schools actually bring in that camaraderie. And that's where the camaraderie comes in. And that's what I could also see in all the events, all the choreography that I saw, that there was a lot of great amount of camaraderie. As parents, most of the times, I can very much relate it, because I myself actually would always want my school to take care, or my child's school to take care of all my my child's needs. So as a parent, I'm sure that all of you would have great amount of expectations from the school. Again, as I said, it's more of a symbiotic relationship. As parents, as we have a great amount of expectations from the school, so also the school has a certain amount of expectations from the parents. And it's like, again, I go back to what I said, is that unless both of you do not have, you don't sync together, possibly the results that we are expecting would have to come. I would give you an analogy, or I would give you an example how you can work on it is, say most of the time when maths classes happened about the multiplication, additions, divisions and so on and so forth. When these things happen, it's an abstract subject. I told you that I was also quite finding it difficult to have that numbers in my mind. So there is one concept called as professor of practice. A concept called a professor of practice in the system of higher education, where we actually hire people from the industry and we give them sessions. And the same can apply in your schools as well. The school need not bring in an industry person, but at least as parents who actually work in the industry, So parents can be a professor of practice for all your children. Say when a multiplication table is being given there, possibly at home, you can give simple examples of how that multiplication actually works. When a physics teacher or a chemistry teacher talks about metals, gases, I think you as a mother, you can show your child, take him to the kitchen and show how the butter melts, and further, if at all, how the steam comes in and all the other stuff. So as a mother or as a father, you can become an excellent professor of practice. While a teacher may teach that in the class, but you can actually put that into practice. And that's what the new education policy even speaks about. So that's where I come from, saying that, okay, it's actually both these parties, one, a parent, the other one, the teacher, works together for the benefit of the child. Old days gone, it would always be the schools that would do, but today, because all our youngsters are educated, now that your children are also getting into the schools, your education can help the child. I remember my parents, both my parents were not into the industry. My father would work, my mother would only be in the, she was a homemaker. She would always do work at home, but if at all I have to tell you, it was from my mother I learnt many, many things. And I would call her as, today if at all I have to call her, I will call her as professor of practice. And she actually put all the ideas into my mind. The old concept. How many of you still have this tuitions today? What's the timing of your school? 8:30 to 3:30. Okay. Your school works from 8:30 to 3:30. Beyond 3:30, once your child comes back home, I'm sure most of you as parents would actually take them into the tuition class and push them into the tuition teacher, saying that, yeah, come on now, go ahead and do your tuitions and all the other stuff. Well, to a certain extent, I feel that that's fine. But in fact, every child needs space. Every child needs certain amount of space. It's not that you have to have a packed 8-hour schedule or beyond. Once you come back home, again you go back to the tuition teacher and all. It will be like leave your child with certain spaces. Now that space would mean that he can become possibly a Chiranjeevi or possibly a Sundar Pichai as well. Now what do I mean by space is that if at all you go to any nursery class, if you look at a nursery class or a LKG class, the teacher always gives them a sleeping period. I'm sure that it's still there. There's a sleeping period, right? Now that sleeping period is all when you give the child his own space to actually start synthesizing the information that has been downloaded to him. While a school can do that, from the nursery classes when they can actually give away some time for sleeping period and all, I expect that the parents also give certain amount of time for the children to actually do what they like. Leave it to them. It's not that always keep them busy with your schedule. That brings back one thought to my mind. Any BE mechanicals here? Parents, BE mechanicals in this area? Okay. Any BEDs here? BED? BED, yeah. I can see one hand, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. I remember, no offense to any of the parents here, no offense to any of the professions here. I still remember the days when BED was a highly sought after degree. Now why was it highly sought after? Is just because it would guarantee a job. After BED, the next thing I would do is only wait for the DSC notification to come in. Once the DSC notification is there, I am guaranteed with a job. And that's how the BEDs would be. The BE, done? Should I be? Okay. Right. Okay, there is this message saying that people may get bored, so cut it short. I'll just cut it short. Okay, so there are degrees, there are skills basically which actually would have been in great demand earlier, but now today if at all look at it, it may not be anymore. But what as parents is that we actually push our ideas. We push our ideas and we would want to see our children doing something that we missed out on. It's a good example which I will not want to name people, but then there are people who said that, okay, you have to do only mechanical, man. Parents have been pushing the children to do only mechanical, but after doing mechanical, he says that, boss, I didn't get job. So what I'm trying to tell you is that, okay, try and give some space for the children to think what they are good at. It may be too early because you are into the primary schools and all. I'm sure that you may be coming across some colleagues of yours who would be having these class 10 students, class 12 students and all. I thought that this message would help you. Well, just because Soumya said that I should stop, what I'll say is that I don't want to spoil the entire environment over here. It's quite hard hitting. So let's take it forward. Thank you once again. Thank you once again for having me here. Thank you.
As a token of our appreciation and gratitude, please accept this memento and wish our students luck and blessing for their future. Thank you, Dr. KP Venugopal Rao Garu, sir, and Chairman, sir.
Smartphones have become an indispensable part of our daily lives. These pocket-sized devices have revolutionized communication, connectivity, and convenience, making it imperative to consider their pros and cons. Nowadays, smartphones play a vital role in our society.
Hello, grandson.
Hello, Grandpa.
What happened?
Grandpa, there is a power cut today. I don't have charge in my mobile phone. Today, how am I going to pass the time? I don't know.
What are you telling? Without power, you can't survive. Oh, what a generation. In our generation, we used to even survive without power.
Oh no, you have survived without power. That's okay, but how you survived without mobile phones?
I'll show you how happy we were during those days without power.
Let us see some daily routines before and after arrival of smartphones. How will people get up in the morning before arrival of smartphones?
I'm a very good girl, said my old teacher, my dear brother. Any manji habits, unnanta nallo vinnava mister. I'm a very good girl, said my old teacher, my dear brother. Any manji habits, unnanta nallo vinnava mister. Brush chesukunte nenu close up tho, neelu sukunte nenu soap tho. Breakfast cheste nenu bread jam tho, school kellipote nenu uniform lo. I'm a good girl, I'm a good girl, I'm a good girl.
See how happy we were during those days. But see how you are now.
And now, let's see after the arrival of smartphones.
Welcome to Selfistan, welcome to Selfistan. Yes, Selfistan, have made it job. Welcome to Selfistan, welcome to Selfistan, welcome to Selfistan. Yes, Selfistan, have made it job. Welcome to Selfistan, welcome to Selfistan, welcome to Selfistan. Yes, Selfistan, have made it job. Welcome to Selfistan, welcome to Selfistan, welcome to Selfistan. Yes, Selfistan, have made it job. Welcome to Selfistan.
We used to share our foods and enjoy our food happily.
Even we are also sharing our food.
But there is a big difference. Shall we see that?
Let's see.
By mealtime, how families share their food and weekends.
ఈ జన్మమే రుచి చూడడానికి దొరికెరా ఈ లోకమే వండి వాచడానికి వేదికరా వెడి వెడనల్లో నెయ్యి చారు కూరలు వెయ్యరా అడ్డ విస్తరిలో 6 రుచులు ఉండగా బ్రతుకు పండుగ చెయ్యరా ఈ జన్మమే ఈ జన్మమే రుచి ఈ జన్మ
What about now? Now, no sharing, no caring.
आज का खाना ऑर्डर कर दो पिया जोमेटो होता है
तू बांध के सिर में पड़ जावे तू बांध के सिर में पड़ जावे कर काम की चोरी से तेरी जीभ कटा के मारे से तू घड़ी चटोरी से तेरी जीभ कटा के मारे से तू घड़ी चटोरी से काम की चोरी से तेरी जीभ कटा के मारे से तू घड़ी
How you are playing now? No outdoor games and you are not active also.
Grandpa, could you please tell me how you played during those days?
I'll show you how we played during those days.
A playtime is used to be a fun time for kids. We used to play indoor, outdoor, and our traditional games.
सापा धारे गारे गामा पासा बम 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 बोले बम चिक बोले और मस्ती में डोले बम बम बोले
Now let me tell you how we are playing.
But now, how we are playing. Now, no outdoor games, no physical exercise. That's really bad.
Because of this mobile phones, your generation is not at all having humanity also. I'll show you the level of humanity, how it was before and how it is now.
Now, let's see about how they consider their moral values. How they consider their moral values.
ఆశా పాసం బందీ చేసేలే సాగే కాలం ఆడే ఆటేలే తీరా తీరం సేరేలోగానే ఏ తీరవునో సేరువైనా సేదు దూరాలే తోడవుతూనే ఈడే వైనాలే నీదో కాదో తేలేలోగానే ఏదేటవునో ఆటు పోటు గుండె మాటుల్లోనా.
So there is nothing good in mobile, Grandpa.
Grandson, I'm not opposed to mobile phones, But you should use your mobile phones wisely. Even during Corona, mobile phones helped you a lot for your education. You should not waste your time by using WhatsApp, Insta, Facebook and all. You should be aware of mobile phones, grandson.
Okay, Grandpa. I got an idea. I'll only use it for my development.
Mobile phone is created for our convenience. We should reduce its uses to avoid addiction. Keep some points in mind.
Dear parents, schedule when and how long you should use your mobile phones.
Keep your phone somewhere you cannot use it again and again.
Change your phone habit with healthy hobbies.
Ask your loved one to keep you accountable.
Practice mindfulness.
A lot of students who are distracted in their studies and other activities by mobile phones. I request you to kindly avoid using the mobile phones. Less screen, more life. Thank you.
To use mobile phones as a tool, not as a trap. Thank you to our performers for reminding us of this important message.
हो मारे या कोई मारे ना, यहाँ अपनी भी थोड़ी अदा थोड़ा अंदाज है। ऐसे हैं चाहे वैसे हैं, अरे जो भी हैं जैसे हैं, खुद पे हम नाज है। जाने ना हमको ये ज़माना, चाहो तो हमको आज़माना। यार बाज हम चाल साज हम इश्क बाज दिल वाले, कहते हैं हमको प्यार से इंडिया वाले, छू लेते दिल के तार से इंडिया वाले, हर जीत जीत ले हार से इंडिया वाले, दुश्मन के छक्के छुड़ा दे हम इंडिया वाले, दुश्मन के छक्के छुड़ा दे हम इंडिया वाले। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो, चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तान। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो, चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तान। हमने कहा है तुम भी कहो, हमने कहा है जो तुम भी कहो। सुनो गौर से दुनिया वालों, बुरी नजर ना हम पे डालो, चाहे जितना जोर लगा लो, सबसे आगे होंगे हिंदुस्तानी। नहीं एक जश्न है भारत, रग रग में है जीत की आदत, ऐसा हुनर दुश्मन भी सलामी दे। तू सूरज हम तेरे उजाले, तुझसे जुदा नहीं होने वाले, आखिर तक हम सफर दिलेंगे के। जय हिंद जो नस नस में है, हर बाजी फिर बस में है, सिद्ध ठान के हिंदुस्तान बोले। सुजलाम सुफलाम मलयज शीतलाम सस्य श्यामलाम वंदे मातरम। सुजलाम सुफलाम मलयज शीतलाम सस्य श्यामलाम वंदे मातरम।
Entertaining us so beautifully. దొరికెనమ్మో ఈ వాడలోన బంగారు బొమ్మ దొరికెనమ్మో ఈ వాడలోన చిత్తూల బొమ్మ శివుని ముద్దుల గుమ్మ చిత్తూల
ఎదురాయే నమ్మో ఈ వాడలోన
రాములోరు ఎదురాయే నమ్మో ఈ వాడలోన
आज से अब से आन मेरी मैं तुमको ना छूने दूंगी। जान को चाहे चलनी कर दो मान को ना छूने दूंगी। आज से अब से आन मेरी मैं तुमको ना छूने दूंगी। जान को चाहे चलनी कर दो मान को ना छूने दूंगी। छू के देखो दिल मेरा तुम्हें दिल में अपने भर लूंगी। पर छेड़ के देखो तुम मुझको मैं तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी। मैं तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी। तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी। सारी रात दोपहरी डर डर के नहीं चलूंगी। कैंडल जला के सैंडल दिखा के मर मर के नहीं चलूंगी। कदम मिला के देखो तो मैं साथ में तेरे चल दूंगी। पर छेड़ के देखो तुम मुझको मैं तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी। मैं तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी। तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी। मर्दों वाली बात कह के मुझे भेड़ समझ के बेचोगे। उन बाजारों में तेरी मैं नस्लों को मिटा दूंगी। जिस दुनिया में माँ बहने रिश्ते नहीं हैं काली है, उस दुनिया से मर्यादा के रिश्ते सारे तोड़ूंगी। नजर बदल के देखो तो मैं नजर नहीं लगने दूंगी। पर छेड़ के देखो तुम मुझको मैं तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी। मैं तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी। मैं तुमको नहीं छोड़ूंगी।
चंडी हे माँ काली कर संहार प्रेत विनाशी शमशान वासी हे माँ काली कर संहार शक्ति की साधना कर्मों की भावना तुमसे जुड़ी है ब्रह्मांड की कामना महाकाली महाकाली शक्ति की साधना कर्मों की भावना तुमसे जुड़ी है ब्रह्मांड की कामना महाकाली नरसंहार कर अहंकार का रक्त बीज के हर प्रहार का नरसंहार कर अहंकार का रक्त बीज के हर प्रहार का महाकाली रखवाली महाकाली खड़गधारी है महाकाली रखवाली महाकाली खड़गधारी है महाकाली महाकाली भद्रकाली खड़गधारी है महाकाली भद्रकाली खड़गधारी है
What a stunning performance! Let's give a thunderous round of applause to our bold and talented dance.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. And it's spinning, spin, 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 spin. $693. The yellow color shirt, is it you? 693. Yeah, keep the sticker with you safe. Okay, thank you. And let's see who one more lucky winner. Okay, shall we have spin one more time? Ready? 1, 2, 3, start. And the lucky number is 483. It's 483. Get ready, sir. Thank you.